Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about the differences between being traditionally published and being self-published. For traditionally published authors, that means that you have to go through the process of querying, finding an agent, and then from there you would be signed into a contract with a publishing house, and they would help with all of the facets of getting published. So they help with signing the contract, they help with making sure you have everything set up, book deals, book tours, they help with the cover art, editing, everything. As a self-published author, you have control of all facets of the publishing process, from the marketing to the editing to the cover art. It's all in your control. You decide the formatting, how everything looks, and it's great to have that freedom of control, but you also have to remember that you're not getting any assistance besides the assistance that you seek. It's all in your control. In my own personal experience, I can tell you that I already know traditionally published writing is going to be a lot more difficult because you have to put a lot of time and effort into finding the agent that you believe is best for you, and the entire process can take 1 year to 2 years. Whereas if you're self-published, everything's within your control. You decide on timing, and within a few days, for example, CreateSpace, you have to have 24 hours, I believe is what it was, where they have to make sure everything is proofed and everything looks good. But besides that 24 hours, pretty much anything you want to get done, you can get it done as soon as you want it done. And then again, traditionally published, it's not like that whatsoever. It's a very slow and long process. While I'm not necessarily the most expert, it has been recommended that you create your own publishing company if you plan to be a self-published author and you want to continue down that path through the entirety of your career. And some authors might be more helpful to you, which would include some YouTubers such as Kristen Martin and Jenna Moreci, who are both self-published authors. And if you want to look at those from the traditionally published route, you might want to check out Kim Chance, and I'll include all those channels below. As a self-published author, there are two platforms that are mainly used, which would be CreateSpace and Ingram Spark, sorry. I haven't used Ingram Sparks. The difference is that CreateSpace is free to use, whereas Ingram Sparks is not. You have to pay a fee, and I've also heard that it's very difficult to use, even though I myself have not used it. While I do plan to traditionally publish the novel I'm currently working on, I have already self-published a collection of short stories and poetry, which is titled Writings from the Restless. And during that process, I actually use CreateSpace as the platform to design everything and to get it uploaded into Kindle, which I still need to do that, as well as get the print copy. If you decide to self-publish, also remember that everything is within your control once again, and you need to make sure that you're going through and making everything as perfect as it can be, because you're not going to have 2, 3, 4 sets of eyes to help you along the way to make sure there are no grammar mistakes, that formatting is correct, and all of that stuff. Whenever you're trying to decide which is best for you, just think about what you would rather have the control over. If you want to self-publish, remember you have the control over everything, and it's a lot more hard work in the aspect of making sure everything gets done because you don't have a crutch or someone to help you along the process. And with that, that concludes today's video. I hope that gives kind of in a nutshell the difference between traditionally publishing and self-publishing. I know that I've been asked a lot about the CreateSpace experience, and so I do plan to make a video about that. But in my experience, using CreateSpace and self-publishing was fairly easy. It's very easy, almost anyone can do it, which has been kind of a controversy, if you want to call it that, within the writing community because of how easy it is to do it. Whereas traditionally published, sometimes the royalties are a lot steeper, even though I'm not sure how that rate compares from one to the other. But either route that you decide to take, I hope that you do the best and that everything is within your favor. And that's all I've got today, so I'll see you guys next week.